The number one question when moms are thinking about getting into homeschool or starting their homeschool journey is, where do I start? And that may seem like a loaded question, and that is just like impossible to answer, but it's really not. So if you're thinking about homeschooling, the place that you start or where you start is to find out the laws and requirements in the state that you live in, or if you're about to move, the state that you're going to be homeschooling in. That's the first step. And it's super simple to do that. A simple Google search, a simple going onto the Board of Education for your state. It's easy to look that information up. It's accessible online. That's the first thing. The second thing, this may not apply to everyone because you may be homeschooling your child right from the beginning, but for the parents who aren't, or the moms that aren't, and you are taking your child out of the public school system or whatever type of school system that they are currently in, if you are taking them from that school system, you want to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. And so what you would need to do is to find out from that school or from the district what the process is to withdraw your child from school. Now, it is different for every state. The laws and requirements of homeschooling is different for every state. So you want to make sure that you are finding that information and that you are able to reach out to any individuals and figuring out answering any questions that you may have. The third thing I would suggest is to make sure that you keep records of everything. If you have to submit paperwork or forms when it comes to withdrawing your child from school or from the public school system, make sure you're keeping copies and records of that for your records. It's always better to be safe than sorry and to cover your own behind. Just keep those documents. When you sent them, who you spoke to, like just keep record of all those things. Another thing that I would suggest when you're getting started is make sure that after you find out the laws and requirements, you withdraw your child from school, make sure that you're completing the steps in order to get started with homeschool. Again, in every state, this may be in every state is different. The state that I live in, we have to, in the option that we chose for our homeschool journey, we have to be a part of a homeschool association. So before I could even start our homeschool journey or start homeschooling, I had to join the homeschool association and get the paperwork done for that in order to be able to homeschool in the state that I currently live in. In other states, you have to actually file a form of intent saying that you intend to homeschool. But again, it's different in every state. So you want to make sure that you are finding out that information and you are doing it correctly and you are keeping track of all of these things for your records. As always, if you guys need any help in doing that, I am here to help you. I hope this information has been helpful.